Today's Spotlight is brought to you in part by presenting sponsor, First Community Financial Bank, the community bank where you come first. If you're just joining us, we're on Spotlight. I'm Jane Winnett, your host, and today I'm excited to introduce Jeff Rail. He is a member of the Naperville Sunrise Rotary, and Raina Tamayo-Calabrese. She is the president and CEO of Naper Settlement. So welcome, and thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
We're going to talk a little bit, and we're going to start out with the Sunrise Rotary. So Jeff, why don't you tell us a little bit about that? Because there's lots of Rotary groups. Tell us about the Sunrise Rotary.
Well, we like to say that there's one Rotary Club. We just meet in 4 locations.
Love it.
The Naperville Rotary Club of Sunrise was founded in 1991 when the parent club was looking for an opportunity to create a second club. They grew rather large, and a lot of people couldn't make the midday meetings, and so they created the Sunrise Club that we meet Friday mornings at 7 o'clock every Friday, and it's been a great venue. Some of the missions that we do the St. Patty's Day 5K.
Okay.
That's an event that's been, I think it's on our 3rd or 4th year now, and it's been a terrific venue for us, and it's a great fundraiser. And now we have a new venue, which is Naper Lights, which we started last year, which is at Central Park. And Naper Lights is one of those venues that we like to do. The mission that we have with Rotary is we're trying to create fundraising opportunities where we give back to the youth and families. Mm-hmm. And so that's kind of our focus right now. And so finding a home for Naper Lights was a real important mission. Well,
and you found one at Naper Settlement. So tell us a little bit about that partnership, because that's a nice opportunity to be on the grounds at Naper Settlement. Raina, tell us about that.
You know, absolutely. They came to me a little bit after I had started and said, we think we might have something you'd be interested in. And I have to tell you, for as quickly as it was put together for both of us, because it speaks very highly of when there's a will, there is most definitely a way. And we've started a wonderful partnership with the Sunrise Rotary. We're very, very excited. We do think it's a great home for Naper Lights. And I can tell you, I know that in the first weekend, we had over 300 people. I believe that this weekend we'll have about 500. We're so excited to see young families with children and a lot of very young couples walking, holding hands. And we've even seen, we've got teenagers on a date night. I mean, it's really the one, it's where history comes to life, as you well know, and it's truly where the past meets the present. And so we're very excited. We hope that we can grow the partnership in this way and in many other ways, and hopefully next year it'll be larger and it'll just keep on getting better and larger and have more things that we could do together.
Well, I think obviously it's a beautiful display. I mean, it really is. It's joyous. I mean, it does bring joy. It's very inspirational. And you guys, there's no entry fee for viewing it, but tell us a little bit, because it is still a way for you to raise some money for the club and the good work that you're doing. So tell us about that, Jeff.
Yeah, it's really an interesting venue. We wanted to create something that was free to the public. So, I mean, you and I remember going as a kid looking at Christmas lights, and Christmas lights are just an attractive thing to go look at. Finding a home that had the visibility was one of the things that we struggled with in its past location. The Settlements property right on Aurora Avenue in Eagle gets over 30,000 trips per day, and so having that display right in the front door, we get a lot of people driving by and seeing the lights in a drive-by, and then you can stop and park and get out and walk through as well. There's free hot chocolate and cookies on Thursdays through Sunday at 5 to 9. And so those opportunities exist. We know that these are commercial light displays. They're very expensive, so we're fortunate enough to have sponsors who sponsor our event, and that's how we make money.
Okay.
We know it's going to take about 5 years to get a mass. This is our 2nd year. We're really excited that the settlement gives us really the grounds to grow this, and we want to, as Raina said earlier, we want to cover the entire settlement property with holiday lights.
That'll be quite spectacular.
Yeah, we're real excited about that opportunity.
Now talk a little bit, you've got the Naper Lights, but talk a little bit about your focus on the youth and then the other work that you're doing in that area.
Well, we have scholarship programs with our club, raising money and giving back to the community, whether we do a clean sweep project. We recently did a project where we went in and a family had fostered a young kid who needed a playground. And so we got groups together and put in sweat equity and restored this playground for this family that was willing to foster this kid with some disabilities.
That's a wonderful story.
Getting that hands-on opportunity is one avenue that we can offer.
Very important to the Rotarians with your service above self
Correct.
motto. That's
Absolutely.
an important component.
Right.
And Raina, you're really, as you mentioned, trying to link past to present, and obviously that's got a future focus and a youth focus to it. So talk a little bit about how this whole Naples Lights piece fits into that, if you would.
You know, one of the most important things that we do as a museum is basically we stay relevant. We have to be relevant to our community. And having Naples Lights, it's not just about going through and seeing the gorgeous and beautiful lights. It's really about a partnership of community. It is, there is no entry fee. There is nothing other than the idea that we must get together as a community, that we must celebrate as a community important times, important moments. And so this holiday season, as every other one, is important to so many of us. And we want folks to know that this is your community, that we are a piece of your community, and that together we can do wonderful things. And so as we work together, I know that we will find other ways to also align ourselves to work in the betterment of our community, whether that's in helping youth or in being able to tell our stories or their stories as a Rotary Club. We find that we will have a really great future as we move forward.
That's great. So tell us, Jeff, if I wanted to come out and become part of your Sunrise Rotary. You mentioned that it's Friday mornings.
Right.
Tell me where you meet.
We meet at the Naperville Country Club.
Okay.
And every 7 a.m. and you can go to our website and find out how to become a member.
Okay.
I wanted to mention that we had over 30 volunteers from the high school helping out. And
That's
having
great.
that young leadership and then working with the business community and that kind of volunteer spirit was in the setup was really amazing. We do have Takedown coming up in January. If anybody's interested, they go to
Get
our
some
website.
volunteers for that.
Yeah,
That'll be great.
absolutely.
Terrific. Well, thank you
Yep.
guys so much. So please enjoy. If you can get out to Naples Lights, that's going to be going between now and January 1st, between 5 and 9 p.m. It's on the grounds of the Naples Settlement. And we thank you guys for being with us. Stay tuned. We're going to be right back with more Spotlight.